everybody, and welcome to Let's Look at Starseed Pilgrim. This is a game, it came out a little bit earlier today on Steam, and I'm not going to say that it defies description, because that's not necessarily fair, but you know, I usually like to start these videos with like it's like The Binding of Isaac meets Herp the Derp other indie game that may or may not have any relevance. You can't really do that for Starseed Pilgrim. This is a puzzle platformer, but it's more, it's like on the puzzle side of things, with kind of platformer just used as a mechanic to get you from point A to point B. Unlike any I've basically ever played before in my entire life, but it's also a little bit like a garden growing game in a certain extent. If I had to do that description that I normally do, it would be like Waking Mars combined with, you know, something else that I can't possibly comprehend. But in any case, there's basically, by the way, I should point out this is $6, and it's actually made by a fellow, and I'm going to mispronounce this probably, but Droken, who I previously covered when he came out with Probability Zero, that roguelike, where you're just like constantly descending through a tunnel and you can choose what upgrades you get every floor. Roguelike, shall we say. In any case, this is a complete departure from that. There's basically two different distinct elements of gameplay at work here. We're in the second one right now. The first one was just kind of a hub world, and this is the second one, and what we're going to try to do here is basically grow a garden by kind of planting these seeds that we get that you can see above us. The kind of stack above our heads is something of an inventory system, for kind of lack of a better word. And each one of these seeds that we plant is going to grow a different kind of plant. That's going to have, obviously, a different tone associated with it, or a different music associated with it, as you can see, as well as different properties. So, you know, the yellow ones that I've been putting down here grow kind of unpredictable directions, but they grow extremely quickly. The green ones also grow quickly. These heart ones that go up actually produce seeds. I'm not sure if you can see, but when I jump, I have a seed count underneath me, basically, and you can also see a little bit of the seed count from the inventory. But basically what I want to do is kind of make myself as sustainable as possible for now, so I can climb as high as possible, because this blackness, the starseed, if you will, is trying to catch up to us, and if it does catch up to us, then we'll enter kind of a negative world. There's going to be difficulty explaining some things that happen in this game, and you're just going to kind of have to accept that, I guess. So I'm mining a little bit of the heart stone here, which is going to give me the opportunity to get more seeds. Because what we're going to try to do here, this is a block that will actually explode, as you can see. What I'm going to try to do here is basically make my tower of seeds here as high as it can possibly go, and in doing so, we're going to get keys, and in getting... Oh, I've entered the minus world because I trapped myself, I think. In getting these keys, it would actually allow us to unlock that lock at the bottom. And the way that the progression in this game works is basically, you know, collect all of these hearts, or as many of these hearts as you possibly could. You'd go through the lock at the bottom, assuming you got a key, and then the number associated with the character, you know, how it says 0 right now, but it said 9 earlier, that's how many seeds you bring back to that hub world, and then you kind of grow a garden in that hub world to take you to the next level. This sounds super crazy right now. In many ways, it kind of is super crazy. But I'm going to try to demonstrate why I think this is, at the very least, it's certainly not a game that's for everybody, but it's a game that is remarkably unique and definitely a breath, whoa, pardon me there, a breath of fresh air. I believe this is going to be a jump pad, which allows us to jump a little bit higher. I'm not 100% sure of all of the properties of all of the blocks so far. I've got about an hour in this game, maybe an hour and 15 minutes if we're going to be more realistic, and it's a shame that I'm doing a video in a way. It's hopefully going to be nice for promotion, but at the same time, this is a game that's very much about minimalism and kind of, you know, the player learning for themselves how to do things in the environment, because the game doesn't tutorialize anything, and, you know, a lot of times I harp on that as a negative, and in some ways it is here, because it took a long time for me to actually figure out the kind of rule set of the game. But at the same time, that's also the way the game is meant to be experienced, and one of the strengths of the game for sure is that there's a great sense of satisfaction when you actually manage to figure something out for yourself. So I'm going to mine one of those seeds right there. We're creating, I don't even know what this is creating right here. Oh, it's another heartstone. Okay, so that's going to give us more seeds. So if I could plant a seed somewhere, sadly I don't think I can plant anywhere but on top of this right here. So we're going to try to get to those stars up there before the star seed gets to us. This is my least favorite plant right here. It causes us to jump super low, but that's a jump pad there. But when it interacts with the green, then unfortunately it makes it so we can't actually jump very high at all. So I'm going to mine through that. Do I have any more seeds to plant? It does not appear so, so I might actually be straight out of luck. Oh no, we did manage to plant something here. Is it another? Ah, it's another damn leaf! Okay, so now we're planting this red one, which is actually going to explode a little bit. And under normal circumstances, we might be able to use that to our advantage. But here, that's barely going to help us at all. Although, actually, we are out of here now, so We're almost out of seeds. We only have one left. That's what the red one does after you interact with it. And again, it's my least favorite kind of seed here. And I don't think it's going to be possible for us to succeed in getting to any of these stars. Normally, what I would be trying to do is get to these stars, because each one of those represents a key. Assuming we can get to the key to the exit, then what we can do is start planting seeds in the hub world to get to the next level. But it's very much a puzzle platformer, a puzzler primarily. And the kind of game that I would equate it to is not necessarily something, you know, like Vessel or On Mechanical or something like that, which are physics-based puzzlers. It's almost more of like an English country tune, where every level is kind of its own self-contained puzzle, for, again, lack of a better word, because that's not exactly fair. And it's minimalistic, and the player is kind of driving the sense of discovery. The game's not being like, hey, go to these stars and pick up the keys, see what happens. Which, you know, for better or worse, there are some people who are into hand-holding in puzzle games, and I would actually put myself among that category for the most part, and then there's some people who are not into those kind of games. I'm a little bit of a mixed bag. I like some hand-holding. This game has a little bit less than I might enjoy most of the time, but at the same time, it does offer a totally different style of experience. And that's why I said it's kind of a shame that I'm doing this video, because that's going to take away the sense of discovery from some people. So I've gone back to one of the, again, for lack of a better word, kind of tutorial levels here, and we're going to try to get some keys so that we can plant some more stuff and maybe progress in the game. I have no idea how long the game is for what it's worth, but we're just going to plant some heart seed over here. This heart seed will allow us to obviously get more seeds in the future. There is a star up there, and we're building a pretty nice little foundation here. That jump pad could be useful later, but we're building a nice foundation which we can eventually use to get some keys and hopefully afterwards get to the end. That might be another heart stone there, and that's going to be one of these like exploding stones that is a big risk to me, because it can kill me, but it can also be a benefit as well. So we're gonna try to pop this open like so, and I am still alive, and it actually created a nice little platform for us to plant some more seeds. We still have 6. A secondary objective beyond just getting the keys and getting to the end is obviously going to be taking as many seeds as you can to the end, so that you can progress as far as oh shit, I almost got myself stuck there. But getting as many seeds as possible so that you can progress as far as you possibly can in the hub world, if that makes sense. It's almost like, imagine if Super Mario World didn't have a path that you could walk to get from level to level. You actually have to kind of create your own path. So, I haven't really mentioned this, which is a shame, because it's the you know, mechanical crux of what happens in this game, I guess, but the Starseed, which is spreading right now, is necrotizing, I guess, for lack of a better word. So it will kill us as soon as we step on it, and it also spreads through whatever plants we have created. I don't know if I want to create this, to be honest with you. But yes, it spreads through whatever we've created. This is risky, I think. So what we kind of want to do, at least I think, is create almost like a connect the dots path that the Starseed up here and the Starseed at the bottom that's spreading upwards, which you can barely see in the bottom of your frame right now, kind of meet each other so that I have a path where I can eventually, you know, fall without killing myself with the key that we're going to get as soon as this Heartstone touches the Starseed at the top. So hopefully, you know, 8.5 minutes in, this will give me a chance to demonstrate a pseudo-success condition, if you will. So we've matched it up now. It will start spreading down to this Heartstone. So we're just going to jump into it, and I've made a huge mistake. I jumped off of the green leaf, which sadly made it impossible for me to get up there. So the way that the architecture of these kind of negative worlds work, or these monochromatic worlds, for lack of a better word. By the way, I really like the jump animation in particular once he starts falling, but the way that the architecture on these levels works is it's based on where there were plants and the orientation of those plants in the positive world, again, for lack of a better word. It's actually taking me out of the situation here. We can just hold H, and this will allow us to restart here. So let's try this again. I do want to at least, at some point in this video, obtain a single key which we could use to demonstrate how things work, because normally, if you've been paying close attention, you should have seen how I have 0 seeds when I go down there, or when I go back to the hub world. So what we're going to be trying to do is amass as many seeds as possible. You can get some unique kind of architecture here, because sometimes these seeds behave in unusual or unpredictable ways, which is interesting. At the same time, I could understand how that would be really frustrating for a lot of people, because they're going to be playing this and they'll be like, oh, stupid thing, why don't you react the way I thought you were going to react? But at the same time, I feel like that's what makes this kind of... it's difficult, at least I've found it difficult so far, but it's also, in some ways, kind of ambient. I think I may have just destroyed the key, unfortunately. So, you know, there are a lot of keys. It's not just, there's not just one objective for each level. So what I can do is spread out this way. Hopefully, yes, that green did not preclude the heart seed from growing, which is what I was kind of worried about there. Let's branch up. I forgot that these make you jump really poorly. I was going to say branch off to the left here. I wonder if I can make that jump. I bet I'll be able to when this heartstone comes back. But do I really want to get up that way again? I guess I do, because I can plant there. So this heartstone we're not going to really use as a agricultural element right now. We're just instead going to use this so I can eventually progress back up here, hopefully. And it looks like this is going to grow in such a way that I might be able to get up here if we get another good plant going. Actually, this is going to be interesting, because we've got 2 of these red things set to explode. Like so. Alright, and why don't we mine... I seriously fucking... Oh god, I didn't realize what I'd done there. I seriously hate those green ones. We're basically trapped down here. Let's try this one more time, and then we'll try to move on to a future level. But again, notice right here that I have 0 seeds. Our main goal, if we're going to distill this down to a single objective, is going to be getting a single key, or getting a single seed or more back to the hub world so that we can kind of progress. And I'm just assuming that the star here is called Starseed, because otherwise I don't understand the title of Starseed Pilgrim. If it seems like I'm confused by the game, don't be too harsh on me, because that's kind of the point to a certain extent. It's minimalistic, and to a certain extent, I believe it's meant to be kind of deliberately obscuring, and I don't mean this in a negative way at all. I just want to point out that I think it's an artistic kind of decision that the team or the developer made. Now, I can't plant on top of those hearts, which I guess is the negative aspect of that. So let's cut this jump pad, and we'll plant on this seed right... why? Oh, I can't plant red on red, maybe. There's all sorts of kind of like mercurial rules associated with these things that you just come to learn, I guess, the more you play. So we're just going to come back over here, and I guess I'll plant the green here, and then I'll come back over here and I'll plant some ice on the edge. And that's going to turn everything around it to ice, but it should also allow us to, yes, plant... Those are my favorite, the yellow ones that expand quickly and kind of elongate. So we should be able to at least get to this other key over here. Now the purple ones, I can't remember. I think they just expand in kind of like a weird, for lack of a better word, spider-type pattern. Not really serpentine, but they, yeah, branch out like horizontally and then they move vertically. And I'm going to try to basically, again, connect the dots to get to some starseed here so that I can get a key and move on to the exit. Jump pads, useful for sure, but not really that useful seemingly in my current situation. We might be able to plant... Yeah, we can plant some purple on the jump pattern there, or jump area there. Oh, I did manage to get up here. This should allow us to mine 5 seeds, like so. And the real problem, I guess, is going to be getting back if we have to worry about that. But as is, let's just try to get to one of these stars at the very least. Plant some more heartstone down here, and again, these are all my colloquial words for what happens, or what these things are. I guess we can just put another, purple down there, for lack of a better place. Now, for lack of a better has now become a placeholder from other verbiage, I suppose. This is one of the exploding red things, and I think this might be perfect, or it might be terrible. It is perfect. Okay, so the key... or the starseed there will be able to spread into the redness, and I think this will allow me to get a key. Indeed, I did get a key, and because of the path that we've created, it should be easy enough for me to get back. Every single one of these hearts that we pick up, which I believe, I guess, are the hearts of the hearts embedded in that green foliage, I guess, is going to allow us to come down here and get an extra seed. So we picked up 6 extra seeds. Now what we want to do is, well, I guess want to do is sort of up to the player. But we want to put these down in such a way that we can maybe grow to the next area. Although, I don't know what the next area is, so I'm just going to plant this one down here. By the way, as far as I know, there's no way to control what seeds you get when. You just kind of have to go with it. So that's created a nice little block for us. The green stuff, it could be the good green stuff. It is indeed. Also, the most pleasing tones to the ear, I think. And we have some more red stuff here as well. I don't know where the other path is, but this garden growing aspect is a big part of the mechanical aspect of the game for sure. In fact, it is the #1 way that you interact with the game. So let's do again that exploding block here. We're gonna need to set down that jump pad down here maybe, in the hopes that I can maybe use this to allow myself to get up in the future. Ooh, it's so close. Fuck. I wish I had something better to offer there. But I don't think, we'll try to grow the purpleness out of it, but I don't know if that's actually going to give me enough space to get up there, because I'm going to lose the ability of the jump pad. Yeah, it's basically functionally exactly the same, so we're going to have to get one more seed. And, you know, in a way it's neat, because we've kind of created this problem for ourselves, and presumably everyone's experience playing Starseed Pilgrim is going to be completely different because of the sort of unpredictable nature at which these things grow. So you know what, let's do one more level here, and if I fail it, so be it. If I succeed, even better. I think we might start with the same combination of items every time, or the same orientation of items every time, I guess. Are these the good green ones? They are indeed the good green ones. So yes, I guess those hearts in the negative world eventually become, you know, the analog to seeds that we can use later. But again, from a mechanical standpoint, there's a lot of stuff that is unfamiliar, or perhaps obscured, or even deliberately obtuse in this game, and I don't think that's a negative by any stretch of the imagination. Not only do I not think for once that it's my fault that I don't know exactly what's going on, but I think that's the point of the game, and I don't think this game would be as fun for people watching it if I knew everything that was going on, because, you know, if they wanted to pick it up for themselves, they would probably be disappointed that a little bit of the magic is ruined. Oh, you can't plant purple on purple, so let's just plant a little bit more purple down. Oh, you can't plant purple on hearts either, so let's plant some purple right here. I don't want to, you know, mess with my heartstone, or funk with my heartstone if we're going to make it all black-eyed peas-ish, because I could use that as, you know, eventually an extra source of seeds for myself. So I'm going to let it grow as long as I can afford to, as long as I can still jump to it, and then we'll, you know, harvest it later maybe. So I'm going to grow some more heartstone there. You know what, the jump pad, if we want to put it down, it's probably a good idea to put it down right here. Oh, no, it's not, because now I can't get up there. My mistake. Bless me. That was a nasty sneeze. But I would say that I would edit that out, but I will almost certainly forget. So let's just, you know, not kid either of ourselves on this one, okay? So we're going to let this thing explode. Those red ones have been very useful for me so far. And we should be able to get to this thing, but I'm just trying to think how. Again, remember, these things have unpredictable growth. So at the very least, we should be able to get to this one at the top. I'll plant some heartstone. It takes forever to grow. So we'll mine all this, like so, and then I'll break that jump pad, and I want to get up here. Oh, but the Starseed is getting dangerously close, so I'm going to just come back this way instead. And in planting a little bit more purple, I hope that we're going to have time here, because that blackness is getting real close. But in planting this purple, I hope that we'll be able to reach that up there. I don't want to reach it myself, because that'll put me in a situation where I'm almost certainly going to die or be trapped. Like, if I just jumped into that right now, I'd be trapped because the blocks don't actually connect to it. This is a really weird situation, because I don't really want to set this off. Kind of just, let's put this here, and then let's grow some heartstone right here. It'll take a little while to get to, but once it starts spreading, I think we may actually have a chance to bring some seeds back and possibly get to the next level of the hub world. It's a very unique... oh, die due to fall damage. That can happen as well. It's definitely a very unique setup for progressing through the game. I like that it doesn't handhold the player. At the same time, that did mean that it took me about, you know, half an hour to 45 minutes before I could divine the rule set. Certainly not a game that's for everybody, but if you're interested in playing Starseed Pilgrim, there is a link in the video description to pick up the game. It is now available on Steam. I believe it is going for $6. You know, just a little bit off kilter, because this is obviously a weird game. Can't go for 5, can't go for 10, so it's in the $6 range. I'm just poking fun there if you're watching Droken. In any case, I recommend it. I recommend it, though, only to a specific niche of players, and, you know, those players probably will know who they are just by kind of getting a feel for how the atmosphere of the game works and, you know, the minimalistic nature of it so far. Everybody else, I hope you've enjoyed the content, and maybe you'll keep an eye out for this game in the future. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.